Jennifer, how you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Good. First things first, thank you for agreeing to interview with me again. Greatly appreciate it.
Yes, of course. It was fun last time. So thank you for doing this again.
It definitely was. And, for those of you that are just now joining us, this is Jennifer Freeman. Jennifer, thank you again for joining us. You are a very busy woman. This is your press day too, correct?
Yes, it
Got
is.
you. Like I said, I know you're a busy woman, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. It's first things first. You have been very busy during this, pandemic. 3 Christmas movies, Beaus of Holly, the Business of Christmas, and the Christmas Kiss.
Yes, all of those.
Man, that's a lot. So, real quick, how fun was it to even create those, even in the midst of a pandemic?
I feel very, very blessed and fortunate to have, to be able to just number one, to be able to do what I love for a living, but to be able to do that, during a pandemic, was amazing and a really interesting experience that I will share. But I love Christmas movies. I love Christmas time, and I think that you know, I think we all thought this probably we were hopeful that this would be over by now.
I know I
And
was.
I live here, yeah. And I live here in LA. I live here in Los Angeles, and we're under, new stay-at-home orders. So I feel like, when I was making the Christmas movies, that they're going to be heartwarming, they're fun, it's going to put a smile on people's faces, because I know that's what they do for me. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and I love watching Christmas movies with my daughter. So now, I'm really thankful that, I have like 3 Christmas movies coming out, and just to be able to put a smile on people's faces, and so that they're not thinking about, what's going on for an hour and a half, or 2 hours, or whatever, is a really good feeling.
What were some of the challenges that you experienced, facing COVID? Like when you came to the set, did everybody really have to wear masks and try their best to be 6 feet apart, even though you're filming a movie and it's kind of hard to do that?
Yes. So I was very nervous about getting back to work. I really, I stayed in my house, for like, since, when they told us to stay home, I was home. I didn't go out. I didn't see anyone, you know. So then it was like, oh, like, I'm going to work and I'm going to be around everyone. So it was like complete opposite, right? I'm like, how is this going to work, But it's actually, SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, they have, a really good system. They make you test, most productions will make you test a week or so before you even, start work. So you get tested, everyone gets tested, come, hopefully you're negative. If you're not, you get recast. And then you take another test before you start shooting. And then while you're on set, you take a test every other day. So everyone, crew, everyone that's on set, they take a test every other day. And if the test, like each day, everyone's test has to come back negative. And if someone's doesn't come back, if someone's comes back positive, they shut down the whole production. So in that sense, it feels very almost safer, to be working in that environment than out in the world where anyone could have it. And you're like, you know, so I mean, I think it made it a really safe, experience. And I mean, those were the challenges, and we roll with it. It's like we're getting, we're all there, and just really thankful to be with people, to be doing what we love to do, to be creative, to be putting something that's gonna be, put a smile on people's faces. And it was a really good experience. So yeah, all of them.
Now, how challenging was it though to film a Christmas movie in the middle of the summertime? Because I don't think I'd have been mentally tough enough to do it. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
What's funny is all Christmas movies are filmed in the summer. Like, they're rarely ever filmed like at Christmas, because they come out at Christmas. So I feel like I did the three Christmas movies this year, but I did another Christmas movie called Throwback Holiday, and that was in the summertime too, and that was in LA. And I remember we had like a heat wave that week.
Woo.
It was like 110 in the valley. Oh my gosh, it was so hot, and we had to wear like sweaters, and the air conditioning in the trailers was broken, and it was just so funny. So I just feel like, I'm now accustomed to now it's just gonna be hot. Now I go in like, I'm gonna be hot. But so Beaus of Holly, the Christmas movie that's coming on Ion TV this Saturday, tomorrow, at 6/7 Central, is that was actually filmed in Colorado, Denver, Colorado, up in the mountains. So it was so hot, like so hot. And then we were on it at an altitude. So it was even just, I had altitude sickness. I had heat stroke. I mean, it was crazy, but they took really good care of me. I mean, it was definitely an adventure, but yeah, it's very interesting.
It seems very interesting, and God bless you and all the other actors and actresses and crew members for working in those conditions. Cause yeah, I'm gonna just leave that there. A brother don't think he could have handled that, but I mean, hey, that's why y'all act and I do media. And you've been acting for such a long time. Before I go into that question, out of the three Christmas movies that you just participated in and that you filmed, which one did you have the most fun filming?
Oh, that's not a fair question. I love all of them. They're so all of the Christmas movies are completely different. So The Business of Christmas, which came out last Saturday or last week on BET Plus, but you can find it now. It's on BET Plus. The Business of Christmas. That is about a family business. So they have a toy store. And the toy store they're losing the family business, and the kids have to come together and kind of save the toy store. But in the process of that, the family, the dad has like some health challenges and health scares. And so it's just really about, family and what's, what are the priorities in life. And I think that can kind of, speak to even today, the parents were calling all the kids to come back home for Christmas. Everybody was busy. Everybody had stuff to do. And then, the dad ended up getting sick. And so they, pretty much regretted that decision. Right. But it shouldn't come to that for you to, to see your family. And, every day is not promised. So I really like the message of that movie. And then the Christmas Kiss, which came out yesterday on BET Plus, is a really cute movie. It's kind of like a twist on Cinderella. Layla Odom stars in that. Taja Simpson, she stars in it, and Golden Brooks, who I love. She's in that as well.
I love Golden.
I love Golden too. So fun fact about me and Golden. Golden and I have a daughter is the same age. So her daughter Dakota is the same age as my daughter, and they went to preschool together. So it's so fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Like this is my second time working, being in a project with her, but she's so amazing. I love her, and she's so talented. But that is a little twist on Cinderella. So it's about, these friends, they're coming together and they're trying to help their girl, get like spruced up for a night because she's like this quirky assistant, and she has no style. She's kind of bland. And so when she's in the elevator at this Christmas party, she kisses this gorgeous guy, and she doesn't know it, but it's actually her boss's boyfriend. So,
man,
little awkward situation there. But he, it's a Christmas movie, so you kind of know what happens. But that's a really fun and cute movie. And then Beaus of Holly is about Holly. I play Holly. She has a greeting card store, and she's kind of like that type A personality that just has everything planned out, like the next 5 years, every single minute. And she doesn't live her life with, any sort of adventure. She really just like, even for love, she just like, everything is like, very logical and organized. So she thinks, oh, it's time for me to propose. It's time for me to get married to my boyfriend. So I'm going to propose so that we can kind of get on with, my plans. So she plans this magical Christmas engagement vacation after she proposes, because she thinks in her mind, obviously he's going to say yes. So she did not plan for the no. She still has to go on this this little trip that she planned. And on the way, she has a tour guide that is, showing her around the town and takes her to the hotel and all that stuff. And he is the complete opposite of her ex-boyfriend. And she ends up, falling for him. And it's just not in the plan. It's very, opposite of her, but that's what love is, right? So all three different, but definitely all have the Christmas spirit. They're all fun, and they were so much fun to do.
It seems like they were a lot of fun to do. And, I can just look at your face and see the expression of just joy and gladness. And even though these are some very challenging times, you did mention earlier you have a 10-year-old daughter.
I
What
do.
kind of things are you doing to keep the house very Christmas-like during this time of year?
I love Christmas. So after Thanksgiving, the tree goes up. We do the tree. We put the decorations up. I always have candles burning that smell like vanilla or gingerbread or something like that, cinnamon. Bake cookies. We just, it's the holidays, always, have treats around and have Christmas music playing. I think even more so this year, been being more intentional about that because, it's like, everything that's going on. So, and just having, instead of like the news playing all the time, you have like Christmas movies in the background playing. So I think that, that's really important for us to, try to create memories. Parents try to, our to the best we can create, the best memories for kids with whatever we have, and so I feel like just taking her mind off of, everything that's going on and just still doing what we always do and keeping that routine is really important.
Definitely is important. And, there is absolutely no way I can have you on here about talking about a very important subject.
Okay.
You've been through a lot of things in your life. You've been acting since 9. And I found it very interesting how you got actually somewhat discovered in a grocery store by
I
Carla,
did.
correct?
I did.
See, I do my homework on these people. Okay. See, a brother's intelligent. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up, though, was because, you've been doing this since you were 9 years old. And I know it hasn't always been easy. It hasn't always been
Mhm.
necessarily the most smooth path. But, what were some of the things that you encountered that ultimately could have messed your career up?
I think that you should never give up on yourself and give up on your dreams. And I think this business, it's a business, and uh, I think that it's really easy to give up if you get no, or you get hurt, or you get let down, or your show gets canceled. It's easy to be like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's over, that's it, but it really takes your inner strength and resilience, and to really fight through that adversity, and to believe in yourself enough, and believe in the gifts that God gave you, and to trust that there's a bigger plan for your life, and to just to keep going. So I think so many people just stop and give up, and you never know when your breakthrough is like really on the other side.
It's very true. From somebody speaking from a little bit of going through my own personal things, to be on this side is so much amazing. It is so much better. God gives us all gifts. Outside of acting, you're also an author, so why don't you go ahead and share with us about some of the books that you actually have written?
So I wrote a book called Journey to Loving Myself, and that's a 21-day devotional. And really, the inspiration for writing that was I went through just this journey of self-reflecting. I didn't love myself, and I wanted to really figure out what contributed to that, and sitting with that. And so I read so many books, so many resources, and devotionals really helped me. And so I feel like it's really important that when God brings you through something, to be able to share those gems and what you've learned with other people, so that they can overcome as well. Someone can relate to your story and feel like, wow, like, she overcame that. Well, then I definitely can do that too. And that's how she did it. So that was my inspiration for writing that book. And yeah, and I hope this year to write another one.
We hope that you do write another one, and you also took a stance on something that isn't a popular thing, but you took a stance on it as far as being celibate. You said, I'm going to practice that. What made you decide that, what, I'm going to take a stand on this regardless of how other people feel about it?
Well, it was really a personal decision. I didn't really even think that it was a big deal. Like, to be honest, I just I thought that, on my journey to healing, I just felt like I just want to be with myself. I want to love myself, and I want, God, I want you to show me how to love just me. And I don't want to date, and I don't want to do anything. I don't want to look at anyone. I want to be whole before I step back out into, the world of dating, and before, I get into a relationship again. And so then that just became, like, it just kept going. So it wasn't like a number of years, there was a number of time that I set on doing that. But I found that in that space, I was able to self-reflect. I was able to say, wow, I don't like that, allow God to really come in and heal me without without any distractions. And so I it was a really amazing journey and healing process for me, and it was definitely necessary for me to do that, to get to this point that I'm at now, with having so much freedom and so much joy, and just so much like just inner peace inside. I don't know, I'm really thankful that how this year went. That I have that relationship and that foundation with God, because I know that I can really trust in a whole different way, that he's going to bring me through anything.
God definitely will. And you had mentioned, things about a relationship. What is, or what would be rather, a deal breaker for you in any relationship, from either your personal life or business? Like, what is a deal breaker for you?
A deal breaker. Well, I mean, a partner for me is someone who is like-minded. I mean, I feel like, you have to I want to be with someone who's on the same journey with me. And as far as spiritually growing, it has to believe in God, have their own relationship with God, because that's a really important part of my life and just doing life, because that's how you do life, right? And I think, yeah, I think that that would be kind of the deal breaker for me. And cigarette smoking. Ew.
I know that's right. I've never been attracted to women that smoke, period. So I totally understand where that's coming from.
Yeah, I just feel like that would really throw me off. But no, I mean, I think I really want someone with integrity and to be who they say they are. So yeah.
Love it. We're definitely coming to an end now, but there is no way that I can have you on here without talking about You Got Served. It was recently put on Netflix at the beginning
Yeah.
of the month. First things first, how much fun was it to even create that movie and work with all of those amazing people?
Oh my gosh. Recently I just saw that too. And what's so funny is it brought back so many memories. I mean, we had so much fun. I mean, it's like we just had so much fun filming that movie. We were all friends and we just had a blast. So to see it on Netflix, it just brought back so many memories. And I was actually my daughter last night was like, "Oh, your movie's on Netflix." And I was like, "So, will you watch it now?" Because she doesn't watch, like has no idea. She won't watch anything I'm in. She really doesn't care. And so she was like, "Yeah, I think I'll watch it." And granted, she's a little bit older now, so she's kind of like more into the dance and everything. And so that was pretty cool. I'm like, "Oh, okay, now you'll watch it."
Give me your favorite scene from You Got Served.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I really love the opening dance sequence. I saw it the other day and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I mean, man, there were so many people in that movie. I forgot, like, Lil Kim was in it, Lala,
It sure
um,
was.
Steve Harvey. Yeah, I mean, I had
Mr.
honestly
Rad's
forgot.
neighborhood.
Columbus Short was in it. I mean, along with, all of the B2K members and Marcus Houston, but I'm just like, that was a fun movie, fun time.
As great as that movie was, do you ever see there being a sequel?
I've asked Marcus Houston that, and the only reason there's not a sequel is because I feel like the studio, like, we all would love to do it, but I think there's like some legalities of, why we can't do it. But we never know. There might be, some other story that could take place, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. Maybe all of the black-owned people, like in terms of those that are executives, those that own their own, film industries, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe it'd be great if they all came together and said, "Let's just do our own thing," and I don't know, pick up another You Got Served. I'm just saying, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
This has been
That would
so
be
much
so fun.
Most Dev, Jennifer, I appreciate you so much for your time. Before we get out of here, though, can you give us a little bit more detail about your YouTube channel?
Yes. So my YouTube channel, I really started it because my daughter, she really wanted to do a YouTube channel and she wanted to do a vlog. So it's on there. So you can go to Jennifer Freeman on YouTube.com. You can search me and you can find me on there. And I'm going to be starting a podcast early next year called the Be Free Podcast. So be on the lookout for that as well.
Love it. Last two questions. The first one, who would you like to see on the Chris Gunther show? And before you answer, if you have any connect for this person, could you possibly maybe set something up?
I don't know. I'm like, wait, you're putting me on the spot. I can't think of anyone.
That's the
Now.
beauty of my show, though. I got to make sure my stuff is real.
I don't know. Who would you want to see on the show?
Well, let's see. You have a lot of connects, but if I could see somebody that I think would be great, especially because you guys just work together, definitely Golden Brooks. Definitely Golden.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Well, definitely. Well, absolutely. Well, Jennifer, nothing else needs to be asked. Thank you so much for your time today. If anybody wanted to connect with you, follow you on social media, how can they do that?
So my Instagram is the best way to follow me. It's MSJen with one N Freeman. And that is the same thing on my Twitter handle is the same. And so, yeah, follow me on Instagram because then you can get kind of the updates of everything else that I have going on.
Appreciate it, Jennifer. Thank you so much for your time today. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Freeman on the Chris Gunther Show. Be sure that you check out Beaus of Holly, The Business of Christmas, and The Christmas Kiss. Jennifer, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.